Hello and welcome back to the Midlands Outdoor channel, back with another video today. Here we are in Bridgnorth at the old Severn Valley railway line that went all the way to Ironbridge. So right away in front is actually where the railway went many years ago. If I carefully zoom in, you can just see right away there the background. I think the railway line went all the way across there, then all the way to Ironbridge itself. You can just see a plaque here. It says Rope Walk Dingle. We've got some photos here of the tunnel entrance what goes under Bridgnorth itself, and we can just see a very old photo down to the bottom, a photo of the tunnel from the Low Town entrance, just zooming in so I can show you. Very old, and there's lots of history with this tunnel itself right away down to the bottom, so if we can get into there it's definitely going to be a bonus. I mean, you can just see the land itself stretching all the way around. It is actually a really beautiful place, this is. It's the second time I've actually been here. So let's go and make our way down and go and check out the old disused Severn Valley railway line. So I think this has actually been like this for many years. You can just see right away in front the tunnel entrance itself going right away there. Wow, look at that. You can definitely tell the vibes of a railway tunnel by the round shape going all the way around. And what's so cool about it is some very old things into here. And I have noticed on the very last visit to the tunnel itself, there is some like cable things on the wall where the cable used to come across the side. I'll go and show you that a bit later on. But I've got a bit of history here to tell you about. It's really cool. So it does say here the original contract of May 1858 between the Severn Valley Railway Company and the appointed contractors Peto, Brassey and Betts stated that tunnels were to be 24-foot wide and not less than 16 foot high at the centre and brick-lined if the engineers specified this was necessary. Bridgnorth Tunnel was built without shafts and without disturbing any buildings at all. So the completed tunnel was 550 yards long. In comparison, the Bewdley Tunnel is 480 yards. With double curve right and left, the original bore varied between 19 foot width at the north end at 16 foot 8 inches width at the south end, substantially less than the 24 foot width which Chief Engineer John Fowler specified as necessary for double track working. The tunnel was relined in 1911, further reducing the width to 15 foot. So right, let's get into Bridgnorth Railway Tunnel and let's go and explore it. So right, you can just see the entrance from where we come in. So there's a little bit of a gap there to come right away through to the railway tunnel itself. And here we are, this is the entrance. It's so cool to see this. I mean, how far it really does go inside here. It's amazing, so let's go and check it out. But you can just imagine the railway track, what would have gone right away through the middle of this. Linking right away out. And you can see just journeying a little bit further down, what's cool about it is the arches right up there, you can just see there. And the ceiling gets a little bit more smaller, and when you get further through the tunnel itself, it gets much more wider. I'll go and show you. But I bet you could probably find tons of interesting things through here itself. So there's quite a lot of old stuff on the floor. Don't know what those are. So I believe these were actually passing points. When the train was coming all the way through, maybe they'd have had men walking up and down the tunnel. When the train come, they'd have stood here like this to allow the train to pass all the way through itself. So this is actually passing points. But you can just see the ceiling's absolutely crazy. You see all the black marks where the train went through many years ago. It's right away to the top. Wow, the mist on the ceiling, zooming in. There's like a very fine load of mist coming right away through, not touching the floor, but coming right away from the top. There actually used to be some air shafts across here, I believe, and one of them actually collapsed, leading it to be filled in. And I think that's actually right away in the middle of the high street itself. But I will show you where I think about it actually was. Got some place markers, number 23. There's actually quite a lot of those through this tunnel. A very old log. I'm not too sure what these are, because it looks like these have been down here for years. A very long pole. And then we've got another passing point right around the corner. It says number 22 onto it. And just right away up to there, used to be something hanging from there, I believe, because you can just see two wooden planks with something that would have been connected right away between them. And that on the wall there, what comes all the way across, what I'm pointing to, I think there used to be cable, what used to come all the way across, hold on by hooks onto the wall. And there is actually a good evidence of those further down into the tunnel itself. They're actually still there. Because it is a long tunnel itself, it will take quite a while to get to them. So I have noticed that this is actually regularly used. Look at the footprints on the floor. So quite a lot of people do come down here then. But you can just see when the railway track come all the way through the middle itself, you've got all the rocks on the floor, as you can just see, just to the side. So all of this was originally the track bed itself. You can see the rocks onto this corner. But it really does make me wonder what's happened to the track itself that was on the floor. Where did it even go to? Well, I mean, was parts actually dug up and took to the Severn Valley Railway line to use as spare parts? You see, if I come from this angle, the entrance itself, the tunnel actually bends round if I zoom in. So the entrance where I come in is right away down to there. But I've heard it's very creepy through. Apparently this tunnel is very haunted. Story goes, in the old days, apparently the home guard who was guarding the entrance to the tunnel, ghosts come right away out and was actually seen. And one of the home guard people pointed a rifle at them and it vanished. I did hear about that in a story, in a book. How true it really is, I really don't know. But it has got some strange vibes down to here. But here we go, we're getting proper into the tunnel now, it's getting much more darker. And you can just see the ceiling right away above. So right, here we go, even more stuff. So this is actually the hooks on the wall. If I carefully zoom in, check out these. Those are the hooks what were used to put the line across. I think it was like cable. Absolutely pretty creepy. And what we're doing towards the end of the video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a ghost hunt after the history itself. But I felt like somebody was coming right away up. Sure just heard somebody walk behind me. But you can just see another passing point right around the corner and also another bit of wooden plank right away there. It does make me wonder what were those actually for. But you can now get a better view now of the hooks hanging off the side of the wall. So right, journey a little bit further down, what I have noticed, if I just come a little bit further this way, the ceiling gets a bit more taller. You can just see evidence there where it comes lower and then it gets much more taller. I think somewhere around here used to be an air shaft many years ago back in the old days, and it collapsed just right above the old street itself and they had to fill it in. So I think it was actually situated where we're standing right away now. But I mean, you wouldn't believe it itself, right away above is the actual town of Bridgnorth. I'm actually walking right away underneath it. So right, we've got another passing point, number 14, and also, so in the last video I did show you some little bits and pieces, but we can now get a little bit of a better view of the cable that goes all the way across. I mean, it is quite cool to see those on the wall really, so it does give you vibes of the old past. So right, we're halfway through the tunnel now. That is very creepy. And then something that I did miss on my very last video was this. So you can just see right up there is actually some more cable things. But let's go and journey through the rest of the Bridgnorth tunnel itself and go and make our way to the bottom and see what we can see. So there we go, I think we've come to the very end of the railway line itself now. So just at the very back of that wall is someone's back garden, and they've bricked up the doorway to come all the way in, and they've bricked up the tunnel entrance. Then I think from there it used to go all the way over from another bridge and then over to the main railway station itself, where you can go today, where it's actually the main Severn Valley Railway station in Bridgnorth, so it used to link up to that, then join up to the main Lincoln itself. But I must say it's pretty cool to see this. Wow. I have got a very old photo now to show you from the other side when they actually bricked this up back in the old days. But you can just see the other entrance on this side is actually similar style to the one that we've come through just earlier on. And then right away through here, wow. You see we've got some very old things on the wall. There is actually bats down here. Look at that bat just hanging there. Wow. Spectacular. And then from this angle you can get a really cool view of the Bridgnorth Railway tunnel going right away to the bottom. But I must say this is really interesting. It's nice to come through and check out a very old tunnel, especially something under Bridgnorth that many people might not realise that this goes right away underneath the town itself. But it just gives you very old vibes of a railway tunnel by seeing the old stuff on the wall, various bits and pieces through here. It's just so cool. Really enjoy going back through it. But to show you one more time, it's so interesting. But yeah, you can just see the other bricked up side here. We've got some like little holes in the wall. If I just move back, you can just see there's a little bit of daylight coming all the way through it. So right, going back to the hauntings now, back when the train line was actually used and the home guard was actually guarding the tunnel entrance, it makes you wonder if that story was true. When I was guarding, apparently somebody walked all the way out the tunnel to come towards them, and I believe it was actually at this entrance here where it's bricked up. Then coming all the way through, because you may have seen me film the whole lot of it, there's nobody down here. I'm sure I heard footsteps when I was filming earlier on by the hooks on the ceiling. And also I've seen a light down here, and it's believed you can actually see a ghostly figure walk all the way through with an old-fashioned oil lantern, sort of like a very low beam light, and vanish straight away. There's been many stories of people coming down here and picking up some strange stuff, but it really does make you wonder, is this place really haunted? That's what I want to find out as well while I'm here, one more time. So right, here we are, onto my other camera now, so we're going to try a bit of a ghost hunt before we get out of here. We're going to go a little bit halfway, so you may have seen my last video on this when I come with Jules, when I come with Dill, and we picked up some weird things, so we're going to try again one more time, especially being on me, you never know what you can pick up. Let's just give it a go. It's going to be definitely creepy, and then we'll head all the way out and resume the video down the railway line itself. But I'm going to have to say the creepiest part what I find in this tunnel is right away in front, because it's so dark down there. It's like direct right away into the middle as well, just above the town. So right, I think we should try here. Let's give it a go and see what we can pick up. So, if there is a spirit here that wants to come forward, would you like to make yourself known to me? If you're from the past, or you worked on the train tunnel itself, or with the Severn Valley Railway, come forward and make yourself known. So I don't know if a bit dark, but I heard something like a knock. Is that actually a dead bat on the floor? Don't know what that is. So if you want to come forward, maybe the person who was killed down here by a train. So right, just a quick update on the video, something that I forgot to mention. A man was actually killed by a train through this tunnel back in the old days when this was actually used. That's something that I forgot to mention in the video. And I've read that in the haunting books as well. Apparently the ghost of that man can come forward and is still seen today when people have actually passed through to here. So maybe you want to make yourself known. At least do something to make yourself present. I'm here today to communicate with a spirit that's confined to this tunnel. I just heard footsteps. Wow, did you hear that? Footsteps again. There is definitely someone down here with me, because I felt it as I come all the way through. Could you make a bang? Come on, could you make a bang, make yourself known? So right, we're going to try something called a necrophonic app. You may have seen this before, But I'm going to give it a shot while I'm here and see what else we can actually pick up onto it. It may ramp some energy up, really don't know. But we'll see what we can pick up. Maybe it might tell us some old interesting things related to the history and the past. So, is there a spirit here that wants to come forward? Yes. And what's your name? Where are we? What came through here? It just said 7 again. He said that on the last video. 7. What do you mean, 7? Gonna have to say some really strange things on there. I mean, there's probably things related to this tunnel itself, but very weird. But I keep hearing like some very bizarre stuff down here. Would you like to speak into my device? Say something? Sergi Bang. Guys, something's come out the wall. It's a big massive like beam of light coming from the side of that wall down there. That is creepy. Yeah, I've actually caught it on my phone. Hello? Hello? Because there is one by me that I want to do the South Staffordshire Railway all the way up to Wolverhampton, which is a similar thing to this. But the weather today is absolutely terrible. It's been like this for the whole day. And coming down to here, I had a little bit of an accident. I fell over down the steep banks, just right up to there, slid right the way down to the hill, and my back is absolutely muddy, and I've got to go all the way to the town centre with a muddy back. Literally my bag's really bad as well. But let's keep moving on and see what else we can find down this railway itself.